Yes. Welcome back to Amagi Brilliant Park Anime Review, episode number 4. Well, we're going to discuss episodes 11 and 12 for the series, which, in the case of 12, it feels like basically the main plot thread that had been going on for the show since, episode 1 does get wrapped up. And the following episode, which is the last episode, feels like an addition, and there's no OVA afterwards. Now, when I get the show finished up, it's back to Kamen Rider 5s after this. So, in these two episodes, pretty much basically where they need to figure out a way to get to, originally it was 250,000, they changed it to 500,000, so the idea is this, to, use the soccer stadium, the stadium they have, which they have built for 20 years prior to the show. So, use it to host a local soccer game between the current team and the former team. And the same we're going to use, but it was ready in time for the anniversary. So, and apparently we're getting close deadlines, like these two episodes, we're preparing for it. But, okay, so then they agree. Of course, you have Saya, Izu, and the accountant of the group just go visit the guys who run the soccer group. So basically, if they're posing we have a specialist to take care of the stadium, we have turf, and the whole thing's about seeing the turf itself. So the guy's come back in a few days. No, we can't do it right now. And of course, Saya steps in and it's kind of raise their mind because that's his superpower. He's okay, we'll provide basically part of the cost, and we do have a specialist to take care of our turf. The thing is maintained, pretty much all the good stuff basically that they're hearing, and they agree to save the stadium. So then, of course, basically they proceed to. Oh, good. Yeah, so they go out to the stadium, see what's happening, and they agree. Ooh, I like that. So, pretty much basically, they agree. So, one agreement they actually had to agree with is non-negotiable is that the visitors to the stadium have to go through the park entrance. But they don't tell them the reason why, just to get the turnstile count up. And basically, those who get the soccer ticket also get entry to the stadium, 2 for 1. Yep. So they need to get to that 500,000. So they use it that way. And it works out really well. The people get entertained by all the various shows. They have the soccer thing, no problem. And then by the end of this, there's hints this might fail. And of course, people might be there the next day at 9 o'clock. So the game's at 6. So they get really close to deadline. And they were short by, I think it was just under 1,000, I think it was. So they decide, let's contact everybody knows. People at Chinko Power, these ladies who think basically that their husbands are cheating on them, people from the local high school, everybody get a chance to go. Including when the fairy's grandmother comes by. And get this. Guess what gets the 500,000 count? And I'm well, it's a minor gag in the show. Yeah, let's have the 3 preschoolers who want to wrestle a girl, that being, of course, Izu, versus Kanye. So he just basically put her in an arm bar, and that gets over the 500,000. And then, of course, that was revealed in the previous episode that by August 1st, that she would lose memories by midnight, August 1st. And then, of course, basically, because of all this, it is discovered that, and of course, they bring her outside, and of course, all these petals for this tree. There's hints this tree is blooming more than usual, and that's because of all the customers coming by, thanks to so alleviates the curse, and then hits midnight, and then it's discovered, her memory didn't get erased, but she's still the same size. And that is because of the 500,000 turn count. that kept her alive and kept her memory. You're like, wow, that's actually pretty cool. I like that. And, well, then of course, basically, also before the whole thing happened, before the whole event happened, Sai announced to everybody they're going to sell this other portion of the park, probably where the stadium is, to pay off some of their financial debts. Which, at first, they don't like it very much, but basically Latifah's uncle is in full agreement because basically they're not using it. So why keep it? Why keep it basically there? I don't know if they basically demolished. I don't think demolished it. They probably keep it there. So it's revealed when they sold it. They sold it to get this. So they bring up. They mentioned it's a fictional one in the show, but apparently they sold it to the world's biggest chain of supermarkets. And they go a big mall. They might keep the stadium for other events, and of course they'll basically he'll come to the store and also the park itself. So the park perfectly fine. And Saya's like, well, my work is done. So he proceeds to sort of quit, and he goes home. He's like, well. And of course, according to Sand, he apparently had fun doing it, so he just comes back, and, well, if he didn't, basically, it would be lazy, and the place would be basically falling apart once again. So he proceeds to stay, and of course, the princess is there just to cheer him on. She's technically the manager, but she's more like the owner of the place, because everybody basically reports to her, though they also kind of work for Sai, and they prepare for the very next day. And the way the last episode ends, it's like, that's like a wrap up of the season. 13 is basically going to be probably like a bonus, because basically like the motion picture that I used for a thumbnail, that's actually in the last episode. I didn't know that to watch this episode. I did not know that. So this episode overall was really, these two episodes were really good. This would have been a way to end the season up, but no, we still have one episode in OVA left. I'll discuss that next time. Yep, so yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe to notifications. Next up we have is, well, another Amagi Park episode, and anime open topic. I do a few things to discuss that one, okay? Thanks, you. Bye.